Live from Sweet Swine County, where every day is sweet, it's Split Hoof Tonight with Billy Gates and the Broken Windows Band. Hi, I'm Earl Silo, and now let's welcome Sweet Swine's one and only Cousin John.
Hey, folks, thanks a lot. Good to see you again. Welcome to another exciting episode of Split Hoof Tonight. Hey, Earl, I was just thinking about something the other day. We've kind of lost track of what this country's really was originally all about.
Sometimes I agree.
It's gotten so bad that our neighbors up north there in Canada,
Oh, yeah.
they've kind of done a David Letterman to us. They've given their top 10 reasons why we're idiots.
Well, let's hear them there, eh?
Number 5, they talk about only in America could people who believe in balancing the budget and following the Constitution be considered extremists. Now, only in America can you be required to show your driver's license, to write a check or to buy some booze, but not to cast a vote. Number 3, the politicians talk about the greed of the rich at a $25,000 a plate dinner. Only in America could government collect more tax dollars from more people than any nation, anywhere, at any time, ever, and still spend $1 trillion, that's with a T, $1 trillion more per year than what they take in. And the number 1 reason only in America could the rich people who pay 86% of all the taxes be accused of not paying their fair share by people who don't pay taxes at all. It's no wonder the world thinks that we're screwed up, because you know what, right now, we are. Anyway, enough of my preaching. We got a great show for you tonight, but first, we're going to go off and see something that's going on outside Sweet Swine County. We'll be right back.
Get ready, because just when you thought you'd gotten the cockleburs out of your overalls, they're now on TV. That's right, this is one weed you won't want to pull. The Cocklebur Morning Show, with hosts who deliver a mix of news, entertainment, and information about the communities throughout our storied country. Now on this station and the web.
Hey, folks, thanks a lot. Welcome back to Split Hoof Tonight. Earl, good to see you.
Hey, you too, Cousin John. I'm really excited about tonight's show.
Earl, let me tell you what. We have a guest tonight that is just out of this world. Folks, you guys are in for a treat tonight. This is really going to be something.
A guest already? So we don't have time for Earl Steps
No,
Out?
not Earl. I didn't say that. I know you felt really bad last time because we didn't get to go to one of your episodes of Earl Steps Out. Yeah. But I think, have you got one ready for us tonight?
Oh,
is it a good one?
It is. If I say so myself,
All right.
I've got a fantastic segment. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another Earl Steps Out! Cousin John, I got myself a really good story here, but I had to go old school on the communication to get it. I got it just the same.
Did you get pencil and paper, or?
Well, just about, yeah, okay. Well, I was thinking about buying myself one of those 4-wheel ATV things,
Oh, yeah.
So I fired up my old interweb machine, and it didn't fire up. So I had to resort to the old mailbox.
So you didn't have to get out the big 40 kilowatt generator and crank it up on the side there?
No, I was using that to power my mobile.
Oh, okay.
It was busy, so no, I didn't. No, so I fired up the old mailbox and I sent off for some information. I heard about this business that had ATVs and a lot more. And actually, I got a letter back from them yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd they say?
Well, listen to this.
Okay.
Thank you for your letter. I've enclosed a brochure about us. Located over in Jackson, Minnesota, that's in Jackson County, you'll find Jackson Sports.
Oh, I know that place.
Yep. Kurt Handevitt started out in the winter of 1968 selling and servicing Eskimo snowmobiles. Well, Eskimo went out of business a couple years later, so he started selling Roloflex snowmobiles. And they lasted until 1973. In 1974, Kurt took on the Polaris line of snowmobiles from Dave Deal. And that business then became Jackson Sports. Started out in a small chicken coop on the family farm before building a real shop and machine shed to work out of. Around 1976, Phil Handevitt, his son, Started helping Dad out in the shop when he came home from school and weekends, doing whatever he could. And I've heard about Phil. Sometimes I think he created more work for his dad than what he helped. But anyway, in 1985, Polaris introduced their first ATV to the public, and Jackson Sports started selling those as well. That's what I'm interested in. In 1998, Phil purchased a building in Jackson there and moved the business into town off the farm. In 1999, Polaris introduced the Ranger utility unit, which has become
slick.
Yeah, and they've become the most versatile and sought after utility rig in the industry.
They got some of those, you can sit like 6 people in them.
Some of those
drive
are pretty good
around.
size, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since then, Jackson Sports has added additional mechanics to the shop to help out Mike Prohaska, as he spends most of his day on the phone helping out the customers. The business has grown since its start, and it looks to keep growing in the future. So, Mr. Silo, we're big fans of Split Hoof tonight. Therefore, we are enclosing not only t-shirts for you and Cousin John,
Oh, look at that.
but one for everyone in your studio audience.
You know, folks, there just goes to show again why this is the hottest ticket in town. Everybody's getting a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Well, those are nice ones, too.
So,
nice hip.
yeah.
Jackson Sports, look at that. What a deal.
So the next time you're in Jackson, Minnesota, make sure you stop in and see us over at Jackson Sports. Signed, Kurt and Phil.
Now, they're located out there on that, on the service road out there, aren't they? Right out by, towards Agco out there.
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yep. That is where they're at, on that
Well,
industrial
super.
road. Yep. Cousin John, therefore that is my segment called
Earl Steps Out!
Hey, Earl, nice job.
Hey, thanks.
Very well done. What do you say we bring out our guests?
Let's get
Shall we?
after it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming from Meeker County, kind of in the west central part of Minnesota there, just outside of Hutchinson, we have Connie Karstens and Doug Rathke. Hey, thanks guys. Welcome. Really glad to have you guys here tonight.
Thanks.
So now, I understand that we're talking tonight about all things sheep. We have the Lamb Shoppe and Wellness Center. That's your business, right? And now, where are you located at?
Oh, we're from Hutchinson, 10 miles west on Highway 7.
Okay. And from what I understand, we herd and we shear sheep. We process the meat. We do some of the marketing and stuff. Now you guys are doing it all. So share with us a little bit. They say you've been called the gurus of all things sheep related. You know, tell us a little bit about how you guys got started.
Well, we first got started in 1986 when we got married, and we decided that we wanted to make sheep our business. And so we wanted to vertically integrate everything we were doing. And one of the first things we did was take a trip to New Zealand for a honeymoon.
Well, they do a lot of sheep over there, don't they?
It's all about sheep there. And so when we were in New Zealand, Doug, what did we do?
Well, I took my shearing training, learned how to shear with machines, and we toured the place and learned a lot from all their grazing and just make a living on sheep there. And we thought, you know, if they can do it, we can do it.
There you go. Okay, folks, we got a treat for you. Earl and I made a little trip out to Doug's place here, and he demonstrated for us and sheared a couple of little yearling lambs for us. And so we're going to show you some tape right now, and Doug's going to tell us a little bit about what he does.
Well, just when I was shearing there for you, we usually just set it on its butt down there, and usually shear the belly first, and take that out. As you can see on the picture there, they throw the belly out. That's the inferior part of the wool, so we always separate that out. And then if you watch the shear, he's always using his left hand. The sheep is always turning, trying to keep the legs up off the ground. Always got the legs up, my legs up against the animal. We shear the crutch, and then we do around the back leg. And then I went up the neck, and it's constantly turning it to the right. I actually teach sheep shearing, so.
Oh, okay.
And then I do the legs and do the side and come down the last side.
Now, from what I understand, these were yearlings, so this is the first time they've been sheared, right?
Right. They were just born in November.
I was just trying to figure out how they just sit there so calm. They didn't make a peep. They just, I expect to hear them complain or whatever, and they just sat right there and looked around and like no big deal to them.
Yeah, it's the trick of is to make them comfortable, and they ain't sitting on their tailbone.
Oh, okay.
So.
I mean, I suppose I know animals sometimes have a feeling they know if somebody's trying to hurt them or not, and they know that you're confident or whatever, and you're just just taking care of them.
Yep. Certain little moves that we always are doing that you as watching it didn't see what was going on. That's why it was being comfortable sitting there.
Right. Okay. Well, that's really good. Then now, I know like you laid out kind of the pelt or it's not the pelt, I guess, but the
fleece.
Yeah, the fleece. That's
Yep.
it. That's what I was looking for. And you could see the shape of the sheep there. And I know you told us that if they were older, they'd have more.
It would stay.
It'd be a lot denser, and it'd be like just one big piece, like a rug almost.
Yeah, you could see it. Yeah, it was all the legs and the head and back feet. You could see it all in one piece.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of neat. Earl and I both fed the little lambs after they were done. That the waxy, oily lanolin from them was, that'd be good hand lotion. It's well. So tell us a little bit about your farm and the livestock you raise. How many of what and which and.
Well, we got 180 acres. It's all rotational intensive grazing.
Okay.
And we got 350 ewes. Wow. And what we lamb year round. Most people only lamb once a year.
Right.
But with our markets, we've got to have something all the time being born. So we've got it from little all the way up to market size all the time. And we lamb in February, then we lamb here actually in May, and then we lamb again in the fall. So it's continuously always.
So it's 350 ewes. You can put out about 1,200 lambs a year, then, right?
Yeah,
Because you get a little more than 1-to-1 sometimes, right? Sometimes you get the bonus.
Yep. Yeah, because like the ones that lamb in February, the boys are going back in for fall lambing.
Oh, okay, sure.
So
it seems to me that you guys are really like carved out a niche in all the marketing for your lamb and your stuff. Where do you sell the meat in that at?
We have a lot of different markets, and we've worked hard to do this over the years that we've been working on sheep. We've been in the business since 1986. So one of the main markets that we currently have is on our farm. We have an on-farm store where we sell lamb and then other meats that we raise on the farm, which are beef and chicken. We've got fresh eggs, and then we have turkey that's seasonal at Thanksgiving time. And so we sell these meats on our farm in the store, and we also have organic foods and wellness products and herbs and things like that. That's one of our main markets. Another market that we have is the restaurant trade, and we go to the Twin Cities on every Thursday morning and bring fresh lamb to some stores and restaurants there. One of the stores we sell to is the Wedge Natural Food Co-op, and then also Seward. And we sell to a few restaurants as well. And then we have an additional market, which is a real bonus for us. It's at the Minnesota State Fair. We're in the food building, and we make gyros. We do burgers and wraps and lamb chops on a stick.
Lamb chops on a stick. I like that. I like that.
So we're real busy.
Right. Lamb chops on a stick. Now, so you do the processing of the animals too, then, right?
Yep. Yes, we can do that under. We got the USDA cutting facilities right on the farm.
When you talked about vertical integration, you were definitely talking about everything from start to finish there. So now, I guess you said you got your training to shear sheep in New Zealand,
right?
When you're on your honeymoon.
Yep.
And now I also understand that you teach people how to do that now.
Yes.
And then besides all that, you're a professional shearer, and are you folks ready for this? An international sheep shearing competitor. Is that correct?
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about that. I saw when you were shearing the sheep, you had something from some international competition in Australia on your back, on the shirt that was that you had on. But tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've been doing competitive sheep shearing all over the United States, and then we got involved in, I think it was 1996, was the first time I represented the United States. And to be able to represent your country is you got to go to all these different contests and you gain points just like the race cars do. And for actually, it was 17 years straight in the point system I hadn't been beat. And I've represented the United States 7 times now. And I also, I shear by machine like you've seen on the tape. And I also shear by hand.
Now, I understand that. Yeah, there's a little bit of old school availability there, and we brought this. Show us this and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, when I was down in New Zealand, like I think it was the 2nd or 3rd time, I've been down there a few times, I learned how to shear the old style.
Earl backs up.
So, yeah. It's kind of sharp. You got any whiskers you need done?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. And I'm actually the only person in the world that's ever represented its country with machines, blades, and then I did the wool handling too.
So what's involved with the wool handling? Is that after you shear them?
Yes, there's a process, what they call them rousies, the people that pick up the wool as you're shearing. They separate the belly out, the crutch area, the top knots, and then they lay it out like I showed you onto a big table. They peel out all the bad spots and roll it up, put it in a special spot. They've all got little different bends. You got to learn how to put them in.
And then they get wrapped up in these big burlap things that are
7 feet high.
7 feet tall, because I used to work for a place over in Brookings, South Dakota years ago, and we hauled that stuff around. They bought wool, and then we'd haul those big things around.
So the competition, is it like based on speed or smoothness of animal when you're done, or what's?
All of the above. It's speed and accuracy. Make sure you don't have any mistakes.
No blood.
Yeah. And what they call second cuts. Make sure it's cut down to the hide the first time.
Okay.
You don't do two second cuts.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah, so you got 2 pieces then, which is bad.
Okay. So now when you put on your sheep shearing, when you teach people to do that, where do you do that? Do you do that at your house? Or you do it around the country? Or?
Well, I've done it all over the world actually. And to do it at my place, I do it in all different states. I've been to Cornell University. I do that for the last 25 years. Go to, let me see, it was different places I've been to. I just came back from Tennessee down there. I've done Wisconsin, Colorado, Dakotas. I've been actually, the furthest place I got to go to was Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Russia.
Really?
Yeah, we went there and we did teach them how to do sheep besides the shearing. And then Connie helped with teaching them how to do the wool.
That's awesome. So yeah, internationally, you said you're in New Zealand and Australia, and now I guess you got a trip coming up here pretty soon.
Right, we're going to Ireland here in a few weeks and to do that.
And that's an international competition
That's
again, right?
There'll be about 30 different countries there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now if people want to find out more about your place, I see we've got a website, www.lambshop.com. So they go there and they can contact you and find out about all the different things. And
Exactly. Again, we've got a calendar of events telling the different events that are going on. We teach a lot of different things on the farm to help people with anything from sheep production to sheep shearing to other things we do. You can check out all of our meat products and other products that we have for sale.
so that shows everything. That's
Everything.
super. Folks, make sure you check that out. That's, Earl, didn't you pick something up downstairs that you wanted to ask Doug about?
I did. I happened to notice that, and you brought them along. You got special shoes for the thing.
That's right.
It's like bowling. You got special shoes for the event. Tell us about these.
Well, they're moccasins. They're for shears. Okay. And the reason we wear them is just because it's lighter on the feet all the time. And then you can actually, when we're shearing, if it gets wet or from stuff that comes out their back end, you don't slip and slide.
Really? Better than a regular shoe or a work shoe or anything. It's lighter.
Yep, and they'll last a couple of years. Regular leather shoes will rot out on you.
Let me say, Doug and Connie, I'm really glad you guys came down. Thanks for coming down, and thanks for showing Earl and I the ropes of the shearing. And I think that's going to about tie us up for tonight there, Earl.
I think so.
Folks, join us again. We'll be back. Good night, everybody.